ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking, it's all to me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm a champion. For my team. If you talking, it's all to me nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm a champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a Tuesday edition of YSN Live. I'm DJ Yoakley alongside Anthony Ronald Hartwig. What's up, Twiggy? You doing all right?
How we doing? I'm doing good today.
If I was any better, my middle name would be Ronald. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, it's a great Tuesday. It is April. It is April 1st, and I've already been tricked. Already been fooled. So if you thought that you were going to cross that finish line first today, pal.
This is a day. Every media member out there, make sure you triple check your sources because you never trust what you see firsthand.
There's some cold blood out there. Let me tell you right now.
I saw something this morning. I won't say it because we can't confirm, but it better be an April Fool's joke. That's all I'm going to say for that. Because it would be shocking if it wasn't an April Fool's joke.
Oh, you're gonna have to text me that one because I want to know. Now I'm interested. I mean, they already got me once with a recruitment. I'm not gonna say who did it. Let's just go ahead and go out on that limb and tell everybody that he is a frequent commenter on this show. And I woke up to it and I was like real amped up. And then he quickly talked me off that bridge because I think he thought I was going to go live with it today. So that would have been bad. It would have been real bad. But hey, you got me. You got me. And I'm sure that won't be the last time today. I'm sure it won't be the last. You know who got me last night? I was all amped up. Columbiana versus East Palestine.
Oh, yeah. They canceled an hour after the show.
Dude, right as I was driving home, I get the text message. God bless Bryce Franken. He wanted to play so bad. The weather just was not cooperating. So they moved it from yesterday to today. And I believe they'll now play a back-to-back.
Yeah, at East Palestine, I think they're going to go there and play probably a 5-inning doubleheader.
That's tonight?
Well, I think they actually scheduled that for Wednesday.
Yeah, they're going to play tonight in Columbiana, as I understand, and then tomorrow they'll play in Palestine. The girls, I believe, are playing a doubleheader.
That's it. That's the one.
This April Fool's crap, Anthony. It ain't going to fly today.
You know who's not fooling us? The weather. We're actually having a dry day. It's cold, but it's dry. I'll take dry.
It's freezing outside.
It's dry.
It's freezing. I'm not mentally prepared for what is about to happen at 5 p.m. this evening. I was like, oh, okay. Well, at least we'll be dodging rain. We can
hit the left.
It's gonna be so bad. I'm this is one of my favorite rivalries because I was part of it, the East Palestine Columbiana rivalry. So if people are out there okay, why is he going to Columbiana for East Palestine? I was in it. I mean, there was bloodshed. And I'll tell you the story about how I was. I mean, you know I'm a talker. That's what I do for a living. That's why, but I was the catcher, obviously. And I did a little talking back there.
A little talking.
And it was way colder than it is today. And a gentleman who wore the Columbiana Clipper jersey better than most, named Brett Siebert, who was, I believe he's in the Hall of Fame at Columbiana. If he's not, he should be. Went on to play baseball in the great state of Tennessee, one of the first baseball players that went south from our class. I was doing a little too much talking during that rivalry. And, I mean, I'll never forget it. It was so frigid. It was so cold. I had my Under Armour on. And he tattooed me right between the numbers. Right between the 3 and the 1. He dotted me in the back. And I looked at him. And Brett was quite a bit bigger than I was, which is no surprise to anybody.
Not certain that, man.
And I kept talking on the way down to first base, but that hurt like a son of a gun. Oh, it hurt so bad. I can feel it. Like I think there's damage to my spine from where it hit me just straight up, and it was again so cold. So and when you get hit in the cold, it just hurts that much more.
Yep.
But I didn't rub it and I didn't put ice on it. I wasn't giving him that pleasure that he hurt me. But son of a gun, that hurt. Woof.
It didn't stop you. It didn't stop you from chirping either. That's
I kept going.
That's a big thing.
It takes a lot to stop me from chirping. Like that's. I mean, there were some real good one-liners on that old plate at East Palestine. One kid, his pants were painted on. I'll never forget it. And I'm just like, dude, what color? Did you go to Sherwin-Williams to get those pants? Where did you go? Messed him up. He could not. And the coach is like yelling, saying we can't talk. I got the umpire laughing. And if there's anything that I can tell a prospective catcher is that the first relationship you have out of that dugout is with the umpire.
Yes.
Because they're going to tell you went too far. Yeah.
I'm DJ. What's your name? Thanks for coming today. Let's have a good day.
I'll protect you. Don't worry.
Yep.
You protect me, I'll protect
you. Then I'm not protecting you anymore.
Well, that's what, and there were times, Ant, where that corner, right? I was up on the plate, and they would expand the plate, and they would call that strike one, and I said, man, hopefully we get that next inning. You know what I mean? You can have a conversation. You don't do eye contact. You never look back at the umpire, even when you're catching. You just have that conversation. They can hear you, but you don't show them up. That's how you create a career as a catcher and a hitter. Is you establish that connection with the umpire. You never show them up. You never talk bad about them, but you just kind of talk in relative. Man, I can't wait to get that pitch next inning. I'm going to go to tell my pitcher right now. And then you set up for the next one. And guess what? That shrinks the zone. And the catcher hates it because they're sitting there like, son of a gun. Like, we just got that call. We need another one.
Right. We need that call. The video that we posted yesterday got some umpires in the comments arguing what is and isn't legal. Did you see the Beaver softball highlight I put up where the girl jumped over the catcher to get the plate? It's an iffy call because you're allowed to jump over the tag, but you're not allowed to jump over the body. And to that umpire's judgment, Abby Hodilla jumped over the tag of the outstretched catcher and not her body, and it was safe. But there were some umpires in the comments.
Do we have that? Can we put that up for people to talk about?
Yeah, let me go grab it.
Because I'm on the fence with this
catcher.
one. I can tell you one thing that would have never happened because you shouldn't be behind the plate leaning down. And if I remember correctly, that's what happened. I mean, if she was in front of the plate, I'm shocked, but she wasn't. The glove was in front. Abby hopped over, did she not?
Yeah, it was a wild pitch. So the catcher went, grabbed it in the backstop, and then instead of throwing the ball to the pitcher who came down to cover home, she tried to take it herself and kind of lunged forward for the tag. And then Abby jumped over the catcher. Yeah.
She had the time. And like, when you get this posted, like, we're going to break this down because this might be one of the all-timers here. I mean, this is a great video. And what a play. What a heads-up play by Abby to even do this. I'm not sure how you're running down the line and you're thinking score, and it was like she saw what was happening and adjusted so well. As you're doing that. Thanks, Steve Hemberger, for it's the little guys that do the talking. It sure is. And those little guys are friends with big guys that do the walking.
Always that jab.
Listen, it's all about this. It's all about the gift of gab and the gift of jab. And I'm good at both.
All right, here it is.
Purple belt in karate, in case you're wondering. All right, here we go. Let's see it.
All right.
All right, here we go. So there's pass ball, gets off to her right side. She picks it up, and listen, right there. All right, so can we? Here, I'm gonna run the controls here.
Okay, yeah, you can pause it and use the bar to
right
kind of pause it frame.
Okay, let's go full screen here. So right here, I don't mind. And it stinks that we can't go like frame by frame, but all right. So the catcher picks it up, runs right there. That's where, and we're not being critical. We're just this like
Breaking
catcher
down the play.
education here. You see the player coming now, and I know you were like, "Hey, throw it to the pitcher." If you have, and the backstop doesn't seem to be that far away,
Right.
so you pick it. But the problem is the slide right there. Okay, she's back in her normal position, which is between the batter's boxes. Where she needs to be is up the line, just a little bit, so her body's there, but you're also giving the plate, and then she has to slide or do what? Go back the other way.
Right.
So let's hit play here. The hop, right, is, and it's, to me, it's legal because, look, the catcher put herself in that position.
Look how high she gets.
Well, you look at this,
Free.
and the umpires are right. She hopped over the player, but the question would be, and there's no replay in high school softball or baseball.
Right.
The question would be, did she hop over the glove first? Was the intention to hop over the glove because you're allowed to do that?
Right.
Or was the intention to hop over the player?
That was my interpretation, because the catcher is lunging forward down low to make a tag on the ground, blocking the plate, which she's allowed to do because she's going to it. But at the same time, like, you're jumping over the tag, and then the catcher's body kind of comes up as she jumps.
Okay, so we got to watch this. I'm going to try to do frame by frame. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so look. This is I mean, I wish we could zoom in. We can't. You can see right here. So her left foot is almost in the batter's box, if not hovering over top of it, based on the angle. What she's jumping over is the glove, because the glove is down. The catcher is behind the plate, not on it, behind it, and then we'll hit play. But luckily, Abby goes way over top and then comes down. Like, can we get just where the foot comes down? Because that was what was impressive to me. Just the way, like, there's just enough of the plate. Look at that. Oh, that's a perfect, like, that's the picture.
That's the picture.
That is the greatest picture you could ever have. So play it again, up over, like, how she knew she was going to go down like that. Because we almost have an Antonio Brown situation here.
Oh, you're right, because her foot's extending. So, like, if the catcher doesn't go down, you're getting kicked in the chest.
I don't think the chest, buddy.
Right in the face.
That is a sweet chin music. Like, look
with a toe tap too on the landing to make sure she hits the plate.
Like, look right there.
Just barely get that foot on.
Look at that. Like, how did your body do that? And the catcher's just like, I mean, that that is incredible. So let's go back full speed here. Here we go. Courtesy to our friends at Game Changer as well, by the way. But, like, full speed. I mean, here's the other thing. Wait a minute. I didn't see this part. Let's go back. Let's go back to about right. Where is it? Right. Okay, so she is left-handed, the catcher.
Yes.
And I think that's where it screwed me up, because I saw the right arm go out. Most catchers are right-handed. And the tag isn't applied till right there. And that's right. It's already done.
Now, well after she stepped on the plate.
In my mind, she was tagging with the ball instead of the glove. And I think that's, like, from being a catcher, that screwed me up is, okay.
Right.
Here, you never tag with the ball. Like, that is one of the bigger mistakes, because that ball comes out and runner's safe. So the right, and it was a safe call, right? The umpire?
Yeah. Umpire says safe. He's right on top of it.
I'm with it, dude. I think he got it right. I know there's a lot of umpires. I was reading through the comments. It's not illegal because the intent was jumping over. Now, if the catcher is positioned,
Right. And like if the catcher does what you told her to and gets up the line and then Abby jumps over the catcher,
out.
that's where the illegalness would come into
But does
play.
does she even have time to get up the line? That's my question. All right, so she does the right thing here.
See,
and
in my
then-
mind, like that pitcher's slow getting there. Like,
Well,
If the-
here, let's look. And we're not criticizing the pitcher.
No.
Well, this is just,
But-
if you know it's a pass ball or a wild pitch, which it, right there, how
Yeah.
long does it take that first move? Like, she's watching it. The catcher's already up
you know,
off
you
her
could
knees.
be running now.
Like, yeah.
Because really, the most ideal play would be if the pitcher's covering and you can just kind of toss it to the pitcher and she can make the tag from in front of the plate. Instead
Well,
of
and
having to run
here's-
back there, get in position, and then hope that you get there in time to get the tag.
The key is, though, I mean, you look at the I guess the two players and the catcher. You have the first baseman coming in, the pitcher coming in. And what I think that does, honestly, is it slows Abby down. Because she's thinking, all right, they're going to throw to the pitcher.
Mhm.
But out of your peripherals, you're seeing that first baseman as well. And the catcher, actually, I think the catcher does the right play here. But she had, instead of, and again, this is slow-mo, excuse me. Right here, she commits to sliding in. And what a lot of times catchers will do is head first dive with the glove out. And I think that's why Abby does what she does, because she's going to go up no matter what. And then the knee slide on the turf takes care of it. But again, like, if she's out in front, and I wish I had the John Madden telestrator, if she's out up the line just a little bit, this play never happens. Abby doesn't have a shot in hell, but she does. And somehow, like, she commits right here.
Yeah,
Like, she's jumping. You can see she's ready for it. And then boink, like Tigger, bouncing. Like, I want this picture right here. Where is it?
if
like
you
Michael
ever,
Jordan.
if there was ever a game where you wish Gary Lineker was there, man.
Well, he
Like-
wouldn't have been there that long. I can tell you that.
No, he
would have
would've
been
been
there 20
he would've
minutes. And I'm out. But like, look, that's the
man.
picture right there. And then to come down and pop.
We're gonna have
Save.
to get Abby on soon and break this play down with her too.
Yeah,
Get her,
I mean,
get
let's
her mind on what she was thinking down the line.
let's keep it here. I mean, keep it up. But man, what a great play. And it's yeah. Congrats,
That's-
Abby. Congrats. That's why you utilize that, and that's what this show is for. Is not necessarily criticizing, but okay, this is why it makes sense. And umpires, listen, they're going to be right 50% of the time. They're going to be wrong 50% of the time, depending on which side you're on. But I believe in my heart of hearts, the intention was to jump over that glove, because even though Abby had access to the plate, she saw the play was being made, and she thought, I think we'll have to ask her. I think she thought the just the glove and the ball were going to be down. She could hop over it, and she's safe.
And that's what the umpire saw. I mean, like, the umpire's right on it. He's got the perfect angle to see what she's jumping over, because he's on the left hand side, so he knows what she's jumping over a lot better than we can see from behind necessarily. How much of that catcher is forward, how much of her is in the lane of that jump. So I trust the umpire's view as well. I mean, he was right on top of it.
I miss one of the reasons I signed up to be catcher, because I miss the contact. I miss somebody barreling down the line as hard as they can, and they're trying to take my head off. And I'll tell you what, man, some of the best plays, I'll remember them the rest of my life, were plays at the plate, and they didn't have to slide. They could just bowl you over before
Whatever
all
it
the
takes to
safety
make you
stuff.
drop that ball, you know.
There were some big dudes that went down, like big dudes. It's hard. The lower man always wins. You're not getting lower than me.
Right.
It ain't gonna happen.
Advantage to the short king.
Yeah. One of the few advantages in life that I get from being 5'4" is the fact that I'm usually always gonna be lower. I may
Have
not
you
be able to
ever?
dunk
Did
a
you ever have
basketball.
anyone try to jump over you?
Yes, and they went for a ride because I came up with them.
Right.
So they went down like this, and then they came up at the last minute because you have to, in order to obviously accelerate in the air.
Right.
But they went up, and I went glove with them, and they did a huge flip right over the top, missed the plate by about 4 feet, and they were tagged the entire way. They tried to get a contact on me, but it was before that you had to actually give the plate up.
Right.
Like there was no like clear path.
No
to the plate.
obstruction rule. Yeah.
No, I'm standing there right in front of it, right off to the corner, like on the top left-hand side, and a foot and a half in front. You're not getting that plate. I had that dude was dead to rights, and he went down, and then he came up because I knew he was athletic.
Mhm.
Jumped up. Pew! I still remember him. He was an insurance salesman for the longest time. He had his own website in high school, and coincidentally, we threw at him the next game. Took 3 times to hit him.
Took 3 times to get him.
Took 3 times. We missed twice, and then threw a strike, and then hit him in the knee or something. It was something stupid, but we got yelled at by the coaches on the field, and then we got on the bus, and the coach was like, "You did the right thing." Like he just.
I can't tell you this
lambasted.
publicly, but good job.
No, we got on the bus, and I'm like, "Oh crap, here we go!" Like one of my last high school baseball games, I got my head down, and the coach comes up. He's like, "Yoke, you did the right thing." Now, I'm not saying that for everybody out there. Don't be throwing at people. But if someone tries to take off your face, pitcher's got to have your back, right? It's
Just like
it's-
Pedro, man. In that Red
was
Sox
great.
documentary, man. I got your
That was
back. Who do
great.
you want? Comes
Who
up
you
to Pilar. Who do you want?
Millar goes, let's go after Jeter.
Yeah.
You get Soriano. Okay.
Okay.
Then he hits them both, sends them in the same. I'll never forget that. I mean, that's when baseball, I think, was at its best. Now, Anthony, we got a lot to talk about. These torpedo bats, dude.
Torpedo bats, man.
People sounded off. In the
I think if
comments on my
anyone
social
except
media.
the Yankees came out with it first, it wouldn't be as big of a story. But because it's the Yankees that came out and did it, everyone's making a big deal of it.
Well,
It's legal. You look at the rule books; it's completely
why did it take
inside the rules.
100 years to figure this out?
I don't.
Like,
It always takes baseball forever to figure things out.
did you see De La Cruz last night? 2 home runs, like 7 RBIs,
Right.
like, and that was his first night with the torpedo bat. Like, what are we doing? We're like, this is hot stick.
Yeah, and then the Milwaukee Brewers, who the Yankees were just pounding on, they look rough, man, because the Royals just beat them 11-1 and hit a couple more home runs off of them. They might have had something to do with that offensive explosion, because right now the Brewers pitching staff does not look hot.
Hey, Bob Nutting, owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates, maybe
he's in a lot of hot water.
invest in a torpedo bat or two, because we stink. 1-4 to start the year, walked off 3 times, got spanked by basically a minor league team yesterday, playing in a minor league stadium. Like,
Yep.
I love the torpedo bat. I'm all for it, because I feel like every advantage has already been given to these pitchers along the way. I mean, every single seemingly advantage that has been brought has defense, and people will sit there and go, "Wow, no." How are the defenses continuously lowering ERAs? The fastballs are getting faster.
Yeah,
The breaks are disgusting. I mean,
The,
Paul Skeens is a robot.
the
I
only
love.
thing that they did in form of the offense recently is say, hey, you can't shift anymore. dramatically. You can't put like 3 people on this side of the infield and just say we're
That was
shifting.
stupid anyway.
Which
I
that was
mean,
stupid anyway, because that's like, if I'm looking at that shift as an offensive player, I'm like, if I just hit it anywhere to the left side of the field, even if it's a bunt, I'm on first base. But no one
And I
wanted
don't
to
know-
make that adjustment.
and I don't know why there wasn't more of that. You know what I mean? Like you see it all the time in these are the best baseball players in the world,
Mhm.
arguably. And you can't bunt it to the
You
left side of the infield.
Go
Like,
anywhere
as-
opposite field, like anywhere.
Ag-
They're
again, I
daring you
understand.
to go opposite.
These dudes are freaks. And
No, I
like
get it.
but-
And also the pitcher's on a pitch to the shift, so they're not going to give you anything that is easy to go opposite way.
right. And these pitchers can hit a ping pong ball off of a soup can if they really wanted to. I mean, they are precise. They are just
Mhm.
masters of their craft. But you got guys like me. They're like, oh, I can bunt it to the left side of the infield. I couldn't beat it out. I could not beat that out. There's no way. 90% of the people that are watching could not, even at the high school level, would have a challenge beating that play out. Because we all think about, oh, I used to be able to do it. Go do it now. Your hamstring won't hold up 30 feet. It just won't. It's tougher. It's always easier to be a critic, right? That's why, like, what Abby did, that video,
Mhm.
buddy, my hamstring would still be laying there on the plate. Like, congratulations, I'm safe. I will never play again. That
the
is it.
Achilles is gone.
That is my retirement game. But Mike, I guess I wanted to talk about torpedo bats because I want to ask you how soon do you think we're going to see it trickle down to the high school level? Because it's
Ooh.
coming.
Can you make torpedo bats from the aluminum composite? You know those, and they're not
Yeah, anything.
aluminum. They're composite bats now. But can you make? I don't know if it transitions to that, but anything that we've seen it in YSN. Anything that happens in the big time sports, it trickles down eventually.
I mean, it'll get to college first.
Yep.
Naturally, they have more money, and then I'm telling you, if you think there's parents out there that'll sit there and go, if my kid can hit 50 points higher with this torpedo bat, or if he's launching nukes
Mhm.
with this torpedo bat, they'll spend $1,000 and won't even blink.
Yep.
Won't even blink. And there are psychopaths in the 8U division that will go and get torpedo bats for their 6, 7,
T-ball.
8-year-old son or daughter.
I got my torpedo T-ball bat. It's a rake. Ooh.
I mean, it's not coming. It took 3 days. I was reading a story today. An entire bat manufacturer changed a wing of their facility to create these bats because they stayed up 72 hours to change the I don't know the right terminology. The CNC, something
Mhm.
like that. CDC is not the right one. That's
No,
a whole
that's-
different ballgame. CNC machine? I think somebody will correct me in the comments. To make these bats. The blueprint's out there.
Yeah. It would be really funny though if all that happened and then the Yankees go like a week where they're not hitting anything. And then like, well, was it the torpedo bats or was it just a good weekend versus bad pitching? We'll find out.
I don't know why people are feeling guilty about this. MLB, Mark Roth said it best yesterday. MLB gave thumbs up. We're okay with it. You're nothing against the rules. Don't change it now. Like you can't backtrack the rules. That'd be bullcrap. Like you, but I can see. And there was someone out there, and I forget. I apologize for I'm forgetting the name. That said that every other sport has taken steps to be more safe, and this is the opposite of that. And I absolutely disagree. I disagree. Respectfully.
You have to dive into the analytics there and be like, what's the exit velo off the bat? Like, that's the only safety thing I would say is like if it's hitting the ball so much harder that you're putting the infielders, I guess, in more of a dangerous spot to get hit by a ball. I mean, what else would there be a safety issue with?
Well, the problem that people are going to say, as Rob Johnson hops in here and says, "Where's Rob Roberts whenever we need him?" I actually talked to Rob today, over at Sabercat Bats,
Right.
and we didn't talk about anything like this. That's probably a good person to call. Maybe we'll get him on tomorrow, as we launch YSN Prospect. But I think the biggest thing, Anthony, people are complaining because, okay, well, it gives a bigger hot spot, a bigger sweet spot. No. They're just changing where the sweet spot is. So if you get jammed, as most pitchers are saying, hey, I want to jam. So all you're going to see is the pitchers adjust and say, well, we're not going to jam them anymore. We're going to extend them.
Right.
And when you hit off the top of that torpedo bat, that thing is going to suck. Like it is going to be where the sweet spot used to be. It's going to be off kilter. So you sit there and you start wondering, okay, you're just changing the sweet spot of the bat, which is fine. And it's better when you have, like I turned on pitches that were inside. Here we go. Here's an expert, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Chrisman. Hey, Dave, we love you. We appreciate you chiming in. The hardest thing to do in professional sports is to hit a small round object with another round object. Go torpedo, even the playing field. I love it. Well, I will argue this, Dave, slightly. The hardest thing to do in sports is to slap shot a hockey puck while you are on ice skates.
Yeah,
I think
that's tough.
I'm with you. Round ball, round bat, hit it square. Very, very challenging. I'm of that opinion. Until I tried slap shot hockey, I'm an ass. Like, it just completely looks silly. Nope. I mean, I look like a cartoon out there, and I'm sure that many people do the same thing. And I will stand on this. JT Miller, who plays right now currently for the New York Rangers, was an East Palestinian, graduated from East Palestine. One of the best baseball players I've ever seen. He made everything look easy because hockey is that much more challenging. I mean, he took batting practice off of a hop, Anthony. Like, the jugs machine would be down, and he would take it off of a turf, and he would hit it square. Like, I almost said something.
Like a cricket, right? So the
rocket shots.
They bring it in the hop.
Yeah, it's like
a cricket swing.
It was ridiculous.
Which would really make sense because the cricket swing more resembles a hockey slap shot than a baseball swing anyway. So
who used
I
to do
bet
that?
JT Miller would be really, really good at cricket.
I will tell you firsthand, JT Miller could do anything he wanted to do in any sport he wanted to do it. He was a freak. And his brother, just as much of a freak. That's why he's in the NHL. And, oh, by the way, the Olympic team. And, oh, by the way, maybe a world champion. Like, we want it. Listen, if I can't root for the Pens, if they stink, and they do, I love you, Sid, I'm rooting for JT Miller. Because I wanted JT to come to the Pens in the first place. But, hey, listen. I may or may not have 2 new JT Miller jerseys at my household right now, courtesy of China. Thank you.
Thank you, China.
Shay. But it's one of those things when you're talking about the torpedo bat, does it level the playing field? Maybe. I mean, again, all the pitchers, and they're creatures of habit more than anybody, right? Pitchers are nuts. Crazy. Like legitimate crazy people, the good ones.
Right.
If you make them change something, they're going to have a fit. And the torpedo bat is making them at the major league level change. My biggest thing is how long, and I don't even think it'll be a year, Ant. If we're being honest, I think there's going to be torpedo bats in the hands of high schoolers and specifically wooden bat leagues, aka Scene Park.
For sure.
We're going to see it within the next 180 days.
Then you got to go with, will high school come out and say before it gets there, you can't use that bat.
Well, we all know those people.
Mm-hmm. Do they always make smart decisions? I don't think so.
No, they do what's in the best for them, which stinks. And like, unless somebody can prove this dramatically, these kids are going to get these torpedo bats. You think they're going to be swinging for up the middle? They're going to go middles open? No, that's men's league softball, church league softball that you try to kill a grown man that has to go to work in the morning. These kids are going to
target.
He might be an easy target from 40 feet away, but these kids are going to be trying to drop nukes on the field. Yep. I mean, they're going to be trying to hit the ball 400 feet with an aluminum bat that they're seeing on TV, because we've seen it how many times?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to say, oh, well, you know, and we're going to have all this data, right, with prospect. They're going to change their launch angle. They're going to do all this because they think the bat is going to get them over the top. When in reality, it's the hitter. You're just changing the sweet spot of the bat to be a little bit closer. So pitchers just change it to go a little bit more outside, and guess what? The water levels. The water levels. That's all there is to it.
And always remember, a $500 bat will never fix a $50 swing. It's a hard lesson to learn.
That's true. It helps, though.
It helps.
It helps, though, because there's, I mean,
Maybe
you get that Easton bat from 1975.
Maybe it turns you into a $100 swing, but still not good.
I'd like to see a $500 swing, what that looks like. Is that Ken Griffey Jr.?
How much do major league players get paid per swing? You do the math. It's a lot. So Mike Trout probably has a $500 swing, I would say.
Well, yeah, but he'll probably get hurt when he does it.
He got hit in the hands in the game one. I was like, this guy can't get a break.
No, he's got many breaks. That's why he
get
can't play.
Get out of Anaheim. Try to get to the playoffs, buddy.
He's got a $100 million contract. He's like, hey, I still get paid whether I sit in a hospital room or in the dugout.
Oh, broken hand. Oh.
Hangnail.
That's my money counting hand.
Mike Trout doesn't do that. Mike Trout is a real American hero.
Yeah,
maybe not
we're
here.
just Josh and Mike. We think you're a great dude.
And if you're watching this show, Mike,
God
I
bless
just simply want to ask you, what the hell are you doing? You got to have something better to do with your $500 swing than watch our show. But we appreciate you nonetheless. And $5, somebody named Mike Trout hops in this chat very soon. Very soon. $5. Because guess what day it is?
April Fools.
Yeah, I'm an April idiot is what I am. I told you I was going to get it yesterday, and 8 o'clock this morning was not thinking. Hook, line, and sinker. Got me.
Got you. Got him.
We do have some interviews here. Do we want to get to them? I mean, we're already 40 minutes in. I mean, do we want to go? I'll leave it up to you. We can always advertise it for tomorrow or Thursday or Friday.
I think we've had a good conversation. I don't think we have to force an interview.
I think you're right. I am waiting. What are you waiting for, Rob?
I am waiting
for someone to get you
for Mike Trout. I think he's waiting for Mike Trout to enter the chat
for his $5 swing. I don't know. The coolest thing, and we'll get to a promo here in just a second. We want to, again, thank our sponsors, as we do each and every day, most of the time, guaranteed, is thanking our friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet who do go the extra mile for you.
It's Chevy Truck Month, y'all. That Silverado. Silverado looks sweet, man.
Oh, he is
25 Silverado.
You think Mike Trout has a Silverado?
Probably. He probably won it.
Probably a couple of them. If he doesn't have a Silverado, he's probably got a Tundra.
Right.
Which leads us to our other sponsor, our friends over at Toyota of Warren, who are so great. Everything they do. And I got some messages from Toyota Warren and their finance guy, Mr. Wilson, Jim Wilson. We will have the Cardinal Mooney Cardinals and the Archbishop Hoban Knights tonight on the network. Ty Bartell is going to have that for us. We had to do some manipulating of the schedule today. That's why we always say subject to change. But we're getting it in, and naturally we're excited. We got a lot of I feel like we're back a little bit.
We're so back.
It is going to be so cold. So cold. I'm wearing the fluffy jacket tonight. Like, it's happening.
Did I go to Amazon and get a heated jacket? I did.
Your
Am I ashamed to wear it? No, I'm not.
She was telling me about that. I'm proud of you for it. I'm proud of you. I don't know if you're going to need, like, those things get real toasty, buddy.
Yeah.
Real toasty. I don't know if you're going to need all of them.
We got the electric hand warmers. So no more trying to rip those little packages open with scissors.
I'm just gonna old school, hands in the pockets, and then I guess I'll get cold whenever I'm clicking. I'm just hoping our computer doesn't literally freeze. So we'll see how it
Among many
goes.
things.
51 degrees is what I'm being told, according to Storm Tracker 21.
Yeah,
51
and
degrees.
my forecast of Storm Tracker 21 says at least in first pitch it'll be sunny. Sunny always makes everything a little bit better.
It looks better, for sure. I would much rather have 70 degrees and light drizzle that
Yes.
I can just put a umbrella over top of the camera and keep everything dry. But that's not the case. But it sounds like we're playing some baseball and softball tonight. Where are you headed?
I'm going to South Range for softball against Mohawk coming across the border. Take on the
Ooh,
Raiders.
little border battle.
Yeah.
I will be again at Columbiana and East Palestine tonight. One of the ultimate, did I say ultimate? Ultimate battles. And I don't think they have the traveling trophy on the line in baseball, but that's a big one. That's a big one. I'm excited. I'm excited because East Palestine's young. They've got some veteran arms. And the big fella, Kyler Bourne, big target over there at first base.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing him. And they got some freshmen coming in that this program has been waiting for a long time. So it's going to be interesting to see if East Palestine can fight their way back in. I want to say for the first time in, man, close to 20 years, 16, 17 years. We had some dogs back then, right after I graduated. We lost to Sebring, so that pretty much broke all of our spirits. My senior year, like we went on a streak, lost to Sebring. Coach was like, "Well, that was a good year, boys." 6 games left.
Time to pack it in. Nope, we're
You're
done.
Done. It was a good fight. Let's go here. Thank God I'm in a press box tonight after the last 2 games. Yep.
I think what Rob Johnson's got baseball or softball down there in Louisville tonight. I think Louisville softball's hosting Canfield.
Ty
The
said
boys hosted Canfield last night.
Ty said it took him 2 hours to thaw out last night.
Where
was he last night?
Box. He was in a press box, Ty. Come on.
Where was he?
He was at Fitch for softball.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
We're getting soft, folks. Louisville lacrosse versus St. Vincent St. Mary's.
That'll be a good one, too.
Wow. Did I see he's doing Canfield as well? Canfield, Louisville? I saw an ad for it.
Let's look at the handy dandy spreadsheet.
Well, yeah, I don't think it might be right. I don't know. I saw an ad for it. I don't know where I saw it, though. Was it us? Was it not us? Do we have competition in Louisville, Rob? Get that lead pipe out. I don't know. I'm excited, though, man. I'm geeked up. I should probably change my shirt.
We just have him on lacrosse on the spreadsheet.
Oh, okay. That might be it. I don't think either East Palestine or Columbiana would appreciate me going to the game with a Western Reserve shirt on, which, by the way, brought to you thanks to our friends over at Youngstown Clothing Company and my lovely wife who let me buy it. And so many other shirts of our YSN schools.
Rob chiming back in and working on it.
Yeah, there is no competition. That's right, Rob. No. What do we got here? Canfield versus Louisville baseball was okay. That's that. See, Swiney.
Yeah. Softball's tonight. Baseball was last night.
I swear I saw something on Facebook that said softball tonight, Canfield versus Louisville. YSN tops in the Ville. I love it. There's no doubt. I think that I don't know. Maybe that was one of those weird like ads that we see all the time.
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
You know, they could have got. It is April Fool's Day.
It is April Fool's. They could have got you.
Sack of subs. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is going to be a historic day here at YSN for so many different reasons, but the main one is that we are launching YSN Prospect, and it's been 4 years in the making, at least 4 years in the making. We're excited. So people have been asking, okay, what is YSN Prospect? Is it a recruitment platform? Sort of. We're not recruiting for you. We're not doing the recruitment for you. We don't think anybody should be doing the recruitment for you. I think that is a personal decision. I think that is a family decision. That is a decision that comes down to the comfort of the student athlete. I think, again, DJ Yokley speaking, I think that if you ever allow someone to choose the path for you, you've already lost, because there's going to be decisions that have to be made financially, from a comfort level, from, promises with coaches to play at the next level. It needs to be a conversation between the player and the coach, first off, and then the player gets their family or close, guardians, whatever, people, their circle around them to finalize the decision. Why we are not going to get involved with that aspect of it is because I don't want essentially some kid that says, YSN told me to go to this college, and then they drop out, or it's not the right one for them. Because in the world that we live in right now, folks, the transfer portal, it's real.
Oh, yeah.
And we also don't want to get in that conversation and sit there and go, well, this coach did tell you that you're going to start, but they also recruited 7 left tackles, and you're a left tackle. So we want to simply connect the dots. We want to be the platform that if you're looking to be recruited, if you're looking to be a prospect, we want you to be able to utilize what we have to offer. And what we have to offer is a lot. So we're going to be utilizing combines that are very sport specific, not just football, raw data that is going to show you, okay, for instance, your bench press is you can do 225 20 times, right? And it's going to be videoed the same way that, you see it on NFL Network. Hashtag thank you. Copyright. And what it's going to do is it's going to validate your efforts as a player. And I think that is what coaches are getting excited about, because believe it or not, most kids don't run a 4.3 40.
No, that's rare.
Believe it or not. But if you ask everybody's neighbor, the kid runs a 4.3 40. And, we want to get the real stuff out there. So we're going to have comps. Obviously, it's going to be hard for us to do comparatives as a new company. But if Joe Schmo gets, which is a great name, by the way, if they get recruited by Duke and you have numbers that are similar to Joe Schmo, we're going to be able to detail that and say, okay, here's the numbers that this person had. We think you're going to be able to be on the same trajectory. But there's a lot of different things that come into effect, Anthony, because timing is everything, as we all know. So Joe Schmo might have had a great opportunity because there was no left tackles and he needed to go be a left tackle, and you might be a left tackle and they might have 6 tackles on the team. So timing is everything, but the projections are going to be real. So the comps will be real. So we'll be able to say, okay, this person compares to this person based on the numbers they represent. We will also have the ability to have, I don't want to say it's like rankings, like we usually do with teams, but we're going to do it. We're going to show
a leaderboard.
Leaderboard. Perfect. That's a great way to market it. If you are running a 4.3 40 and you think that you can run a faster one, you'll have the opportunity to do that. Also, same with other prospects. If you feel that you can run faster and get to the top of that leaderboard, we want to have competitions. Like, it's hard to run your own race, but when you're looking at somebody else and you go, I think I can do that better. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's get you in a combine. Let's test it. So there's going to be 3 different levels. There's a free level that you get very minimal from a standpoint of what we have to offer. And I'm just being honest, as a parent, as someone who's building this, we get your name out there, and that's essentially it, right? Then there's a $500 level annually that you're able to utilize, and that gets you 2 combines throughout the year that you get to pick from, or you can come here to athletics and sign up for it, and you get that, and we video everything. Also limited highlights. So you give us the highlights that you want picked out, whether it be YSN or otherwise. We'll cut up a highlight reel for you, put it on your profile, picture as well. So we're trying to, you have the ability to have a couple different pictures, not like senior pictures or anything like that, but we want uniform pictures. You will also be given a prospect number to identify you. So if you are prospect 001, there will never be another prospect 001. It is you, for instance. So like 30 years down the road, hopefully when this thing is swinging from vines and doing big things, you will always be YSN prospect 001. So that's kind of the overarching. This is what it is. It is a great platform to connect and to be seen and to push out there that is professional, that is not YouTube, that is not very much like a LinkedIn, essentially, for student athletes is what I've been kind of, comparing it to. But without further ado, here is the first commercial, so to speak, or promo for YSN Prospect. So there you have it. 30-second little promo for YSN Prospect. It all launches tomorrow. We're looking forward to it. Still working through some of the bugs, so be patient with us. I mean, just like anything that's new, there's going to be problems. There's going to be trials, but we are going to make sure that we make it right. However, those errors or things happen. But what I need you to know is we're doing this with our best heart, our best interest of the student athlete in mind. We're excited. And we want you, the student athlete, the student athletic family, the communities, the coaches, to be engaged more than ever before. And I think that's the biggest thing, Anthony. And, I hate to tell people that not every student athlete that goes and gets training or extracurriculars, they're not all going to be D1 student athletes. And, it sucks, but that's life. And there's nothing wrong with being able to get a great education led by your great athleticism. So we're there to shine a light on these great athletes, give them a real great platform to be able to utilize and to point people to and say, hey, here's my real stuff. And I think that being real and changing the conversation with coaches and coaching staffs and recruiters, that is going to be an advantage for every prospect that takes advantage of this. So we're ready to go. I'm excited for it. I know you're excited for it. So many people should be excited for it because it's going to change the way that our athletes are seen and heard. So
one more sleep.
So you might sleep. I'm not sleeping. Will there be an availability for officials to leave feedback for student athletes? Things that are important to college coaches to know. Is the athlete approachable? How do they? Here's what I'm going to tell you, Jeremy. And with all due respect to officials, they're not all built like you, right? There's some officials out there that will hold a grudge and might go on and say some things that don't necessarily represent what a parent or what a student athlete might want. The same way that if we were to give the student athlete or the parent the opportunity to go give a review of an official, probably wouldn't go that way as well. So we're always evolving, but to start, I'm going to say no, just because I think that we want the player to be in control. Now there might be, down the road might be a way to, have references, people that say testimonies on the profile. That's probably a good idea. But I think to openly leave it to officiating or officials and, you know, people like that, because you don't want your Aunt May being on your testimony sheet and you know,
Yeah, like one thing like this, the YSN prospect profile won't be an open forum where anybody can say anything about you on your page. You
no,
know,
we're gonna everything is closed up. Even
Right.
like highlights, we control what goes on. Now, obviously, there's some conversation between the prospect and YSN that happens, and we go, okay, this is what we're. But like, you're not gonna change it every single day. Like that's just not gonna happen. You get a distinct amount of, you know, 2 or 3 changes, you know, and you know, then it's on. And then after that, there is a charge to that because you can't just go and change every day. Just the same way as we don't want them going on and saying that, you know, they're a 4.0 student when they're a 2.1 student, for instance. You know, there's got to be some validation to this. We can validate everything with video from the athletic side, but there's got to be a truth to what they do from the student side, the academics. So, you know, I hope that answers your question. I know we kind of took a left turn there, but, you know, we don't want Ann May going on there and saying, well, you know, Jimmy's a nice boy and, you know, he shoveled my driveway. Like that has nothing to do with the cost of tea in China.
character.
Like super Aunt May.
Man.
We're really excited for you, but like that's what Facebook is for. And what I can tell you is no recruiters are jumping on Facebook for the first time to recruit your nephew, son, grandson, whoever. It's not happening.
Man, I've been looking for someone that shovels driveways in their weekends.
Yeah,
Finally, I find them.
this is a professional. This is a professional platform that is going to give the upper hand back to the student athlete, and I think that's what I'm most excited about. You know, because for so long, there's going to be some real conversations that have to be had in the household. Because, like I said, I'm a Division III athlete.
Yep.
I thought I was going to get drafted in the MLB. At some point, I had to get real with my parents, with myself, coaching staff, everybody in that process. I know if I did it, there's others that are saying there, okay, well, I'm just going to go D1 and walk on.
Mhm.
It's not that simple. And we're going to have people that will help you along. We're going to have interviews and pieces of information, camps, combines again. And then ultimately what I've wanted for the longest time is we're going to have YSN prospect champions. So I don't know if you can't really see the championship belt behind me, but we're going to have like finals. Everybody's going to qualify. You know, you have qualifications that, hey, these are the top 10, 40, 60, bench press, squat, all these people, right? Boys and girls from 7th grade to seniors. And we're going to bring them in once a year and we're going to have the combine championships. And you're going to win not a plaque, not even a trophy. You're going to win a championship belt. A championship belt with YSN, the YSN Prospect P, and you're going to take it home because guess what? You're a champ. You're a champion, and you'll have it forever. It's tangible. It's real. We want people to be competitive. We want the best of the best to come out. So if you think that's you want to play high school sport or you want to play college sports at some point, if you're from 7th grade all the way up to your senior year, because of the transfer portal, we understand that seniors are going to be eligible, and they might be late to the party, but to get you in and to get you, somebody looking at you, it's a hell of a lot better than doing nothing and sitting on the couch and hoping and dreaming, right? Let's put some action back into to our area. So I'm excited, and I really am. I'm scared to death, if we're being honest. Like I probably will not eat tonight or tomorrow. But I'm excited about this because there's so much and I think we can help so many with this. And people are like, "Oh, that's expensive." Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, and I'm not knocking people that do private lessons, but like it's $60 to $100 for private lessons. Yeah. So, and that's just for one. So you sit there and you go, okay, if I'm going to do, let's say you do the $1,000 one a year, like how much stock are you putting into it, right? There's got to be something that. Some skin in the game, so to speak. And we're obviously a business, so we want to be able to give back. Now, from our standpoint, I think the earlier that you buy into this, the more attention you're going to get. Obviously, that's just how it goes. But we want to be able to do this on a big scale. We want to help so many people that want to go to the next level and play. And the other question that I got was, why 7th grade? Well, 7th grade will give the early opportunities, right, to these kids. And to be able to have a coach look back and say, okay, well, this is what they were in 7th grade before their body matured. And as their body matured, this is where they came to be. So that gives them a longer runway of, okay, this is where they started. This is where they are now. And then the other question, why don't you start it earlier? Well, there's got to be a cutoff somewhere. Like, we're not going to have newborns coming out and doing combines.
4th grade combine. Here we go.
And usually 7th grade is the time that you can be represented by a school. So some of these combines will be specific to schools. So you can go to our website right now, ysnprospect.com, and you can schedule a combine for your school, for your organization, however it may be. We have to have this many in order to have a combine. Like, we're not going to come out to your school and do a combine for one person or 2 people. But if there is a team, if there are 10 or more from 7th to 12th, we will come out and do sport-specific combines. And we'll have to break it up, and it'll say, baseball's at this time, football's at this time, volleyball's at this time, basketball's at this time, track and field, all this stuff. And there's going to be people that say, we don't want anything to do with this, and that's fine. I can do it on my own. Awesome. We're so happy for you. From that standpoint, if you don't need it, that's great. That means you are well ahead of everybody else. And you and I have talked about this. Most Division I
to be fair, if you're D1 talent, you're probably not going to use.
You don't need us. And that's okay. That's great. Because you were probably talked to in 7th or 8th grade or freshman year. If you're true D1 talent, you're probably talked to way before everybody else, right? And we're happy for you. You're not going to be, spat upon or begrudged because you don't need our new business. We're happy for you. Obviously, you can do things yourself, but we also are making partnerships right now that are going to help you in the recruitment process and having to ask and getting to ask the right questions, what to look for, all this stuff. So, use us as a resource. That's the biggest thing. But also, we know there are so many parents out there that don't even know the first step in this choppy waters that are college recruitment. And we want to be there to help. And we want to be there to help navigate and to have something like this, a platform that the coolest thing, Anthony, of this entire thing. And shout out to Steve Cross and the entire team at iSynergy for putting this website together. Excuse me. It has a very similar to a LinkedIn feature that if your profile is viewed, you get to see who's viewing your profile.
Right.
I love this for so many different reasons, because coaches want to kind of stay in the shadows and not be able, like, all these profiles, everybody that is, if you're going to look at a profile, you have to be registered on YSN. If you're a coach, you have to be verified. So we send an email to the institution and we say, are you coach so-and-so? And if they're not, like, not sending it to their email, sending it to the institution. Like, hey, coach of Kent State University, do you recognize this coach? That's engagement. So then you see that coach gets verified, that coach is looking at you to be the next prospect on their team. It's legit. You're not being, catfished.
There's no April Fools.
Some dude in a house on wheels, a mobile home. I'm Coach Johnson. No, we're verifying this. We put a lot of money into this. We put a lot of stock into this. This is something that I wish I had when I was younger. Same thing that people always talk about with YSN. To have this is a real weapon. For the conversations you might have with one school, you might have with many. And if nothing else, it gets you validated, verified numbers, raw data, real numbers from real athletes. so that you are prepared and you are armed to go into these conversations and say, hey, I do this, this, and this. And I can guarantee you, if they're not part of the prospect, they are going to not have those numbers.
Right.
They'll probably have their 40. They'll probably tell you how much they bench. You can show everybody. Here's my prospect profile. Boom. And the coach is going to go, I can help this kid, or maybe this is someone that, like it is meant for higher division. That's fringe players are going to have
the other
this
thing.
benefit.
Coaches in college, it's a big community. So if they see you and they know that they can't use you at this moment, but they know they have a buddy down at another college, across the way that could use you, they'll forward your profile to that coach. So coaching is a community. And if you get on one coach's radar, you could automatically get on 10 coaches' radar because of it.
I think that as Steve Hemberger pops on and says, sports media versus area coaches, combine, charity to raise money. Yeah, we're already involved with charities, but I think that being able to do this, it'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the biggest thing for us is we've got to get this off the ground. We've got to get this going, because we can sit there and wait. It's kind of like buying a house, right? Every house looks nice, but do you really want to move? Do you want to put the effort into it? And do you want to change your life? Do you want to navigate all of these uncharted waters? And yes, it's time. But we've kicked this can down the road far enough, and there's been enough need for it from our standpoint that we think we can get more kids in college than ever before. We think we can get more kids to be prepared to go to college, to be recruited than ever before. And especially with all the challenges that the recruiting trail brings, I think we can help. And if there's ever a chance that we can help, we're going to do it. Whether it's the media standpoint with YSN Live, or it's the prospective student athlete at the next level with YSN Prospect. So to be clear, again, in case you're just joining us, this is not we're going to go and recruit you. Yeah. We're not going to send your tape to 60 different schools. That's what I had. Like, hey, this particular baseball program, hey, come and basically do all your skills, and we're going to send your tape to these schools, which nobody looked at. Nobody. Like, they were sending my stuff to Ohio State and Florida, and like, okay, thanks. Like, that's great. Did nothing for me, but I had to go and be actively involved with, okay, I'm going to have to go D3. I'm going to have to go somewhere that they need X, Y, and Z. I ended up going to Ohio Northern, transferred to Westminster after I got my feet under me. My parents were not student athletes. They had no idea how to navigate this.
Right.
And they told me that after it was all done. They're like, we have no idea what just happened. Super. Like,
good.
I got it, Mom. I got
Sounds
it, Dad.
Good.
We're good. And there's not there's plenty of parents out there like that.
I know.
And they're scared to death to screw
Most
up
parents are like that. Like,
you're scared to death to screw it up for your kid. But this gives you a little bit more power. This gives you an opportunity that you can start having these conversations with coaches, and your son or daughter can have these conversations with coaches, because after all, they're the ones that are going to be going to college. This gives parents an opportunity to kind of cut that umbilical cord a little bit, for lack of a better term, and say, go. And then after they have a conversation, you have the conversation with them, and you can, as a team, if that's the way it works in your family, you can arm yourselves with the information that you have here. And guess what? You can also go with these comps, and you can go, well, this person did this. What's the difference between us and them? And there's so many different facets to look at, more than I can ever mention. But you look at this, and there is a little luck to this. There is a little bit, but the more skill that you can have, the more muscle you can build for yourself, and the opportunity that you can present for yourself, the easier the conversation is going to be in saying, hey, this is what I have. This is what I can do. And this isn't even the beginning of what I can do. Because, little secret, every coach thinks they can fix everything. And being on video, that's going to help you a lot. A lot. So we're excited for this. YSN Prospect launches tomorrow. Again, 3 different levels. You have the free, $500 per year, and $1,000 per year. I'm excited, man. I'm real excited, and again, scared to death at the same time. So we'll see how it goes. I might go hide in a cave like Aaron Rodgers for a little bit. Crazy.
Find some solitude.
Can he just make a decision already, by the way?
He's really trying to live out Brett Favre in every way he can.
I mean, if that's the case, he's going to Minnesota, but he's driving me nuts right now. And Mike Tomlin's not helping much either. And those two together, I think, is an absolute nightmare of not getting any answers except for when Rodgers goes on McAfee, which I'm okay with. Like, I don't mind it. Tell you what, the radio that I listen to every morning, they do not like Aaron Rodgers at all. They are not ready for Aaron Rodgers. And to me, it's funny because it's more about politics and his political beliefs than it is about what he can do on a football field. And for that reason and that reason alone, welcome to Pittsburgh.
Right.
Welcome to Pittsburgh, because I'm tired of that crap. Like, listen, I don't want him to date my sister, but he's a four-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, and he's the best quarterback out there. Let's go Steelers.
Super Bowl champion in 2011.
Over the Steelers.
14 years ago. What has he done lately?
Okay. Well, Patrick.
Sorry, just trying to be the devil on the shoulder. You know, I have to throw some jabs too every now and then.
You're the devil, all right.
You're the devil.
You're the devil, all right.
El Diablo.
You wait until we're slapping Kansas City around.
All right.
Pennsylvania. Hey, you haven't beat a team in Pennsylvania for a while now. The clock's ticking. We have that one up.
What are you talking about? We just beat you last year.
In
Arrowhead.
I'm telling you that Pennsylvania is one up on the Kansas City Chiefs right now. Last victory.
I'm trying to think when that.
The Super Bowl, Ant.
Oh,
The Philadelphia Football Eagles.
My brain was all in Pittsburgh. I wasn't even thinking about Philly. My bad. You're right.
Yeah. Take that to the bank.
You're good.
How's that for devil? Devil on the shoulder. Devil in the details. The Steelers aren't good. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers makes them a better team. I don't know if he makes them a worse team. I can tell you that they need a lot of things. If they want to beat those Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
Hey, but congratulations, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. Married.
Really? I haven't
That's
been
what I was
looking.
told.
Okay.
That's what I didn't look today. My wife told me a couple days ago it could have been a setup. It could have been.
He keeps banging out podcasts. That's all I'm getting. Like, I love his podcast with Jason. So his episode with Ben Stiller a couple weeks ago was phenomenal.
Let's see if he's
Hilarious.
married.
Talking about Heavyweights, which is one of my favorite Ben Stiller movies of all time.
Heavyweights? That's a good movie.
Get on the scale, son. Get off the scale.
Oh, who do we want to have on the show tomorrow, Ant?
You bringing prospect people in the show? Is it a prospect show?
I mean, who do you bring in for prospect? We don't have anybody signed up yet. Tomorrow's the first day. So, I mean, I could get Hake if we really wanted to, but we could also have Kylie Folkwine and Austin Rowe.
Austin Rowe. They're both in the can, ready to go.
We can talk about prospect and, anybody that signs up and naturally. Oh, the other thing with prospect, by the way, there'll be a link when your son or daughter is a prospect on YSN, like in the stories, that'll link back to their profile on ysnprospect.com. So just a FYI, people were asking about that. If your son or daughter is not a prospect, we cannot link them to anything. So it's that easy. Hi, Josh Scott. Great to see you, pal. You got anything else other than the spark here in a minute?
I'm good, buddy.
I feel like I captured the show a little bit, man. I'm sorry. I
It's all
kidnapped
about the brand. Today it's a
Kid-
brand of prospects.
kidnapped it from you. I'm sorry. All right, it is time for the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by Joe Dickey Electric. They are everything electrical, and you can visit them on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days, maybe sometimes 366 days a year. Leap year. Never even thought about it. Regardless, you can go and check them out on the web at dickieelectric.com. Here's your spark. What's your spark, Twiggy?
I've honestly been trying to think of a spark all day, and I was like, what am I going to use for my spark today? And I don't know. Like today is one of those days where it would be really easy to be
Weather.
down. It's gloomy. The forecast for the week doesn't look great. It looks like it's going to be a lot of wet weather for the next 7 days. But I'm gonna go on the other side and just be like, hey, you know what? It's a new month. April's here. We're a couple of weeks away from Easter, which is one of the best holidays. Um, I'm kind of trying to take the new month by the horns, and I think everyone else should too. Like we made it through March. We're in spring now. Spring comes with bad weather. You always know that, but let's keep barreling through and let's keep finding a way to make every day get better. And that's what my spark is today, because it's a new month, which means it's a new opportunity to have a good month.
Interesting. I'm more interested your power rankings for holidays.
Power rankings for a holiday. That would be. You have to give me a moment, but
I'm just. I mean, you said Easter is one of your favorite.
Easter's
holidays.
big because Easter's the meaning of Easter is like
Hey,
up here.
he is risen.
Yeah.
He is
Well,
risen.
he wrote a check with his life, and then when he came back, the check cleared, so we all got to.
Jesus is the real MVP.
Absolutely. But then you got to celebrate his birth too. His birth is in Christmas. His death is in.
Is it?
Death and risen is in
Is
his,
it? There's some
what?
speculation out there.
Well, who cares what date it is? You celebrate Christmas. You're celebrating the birth of Christ. You can celebrate on December 25th or January 1st or whatever you want to celebrate. It's what you're celebrating that matters.
When is the supposed actual birthday of Jesus?
You actually I think it's actually like the solstice a little bit. Like you have to go back into because the shepherds saw the North Star and that led them to Bethlehem. So you'd have to do some astronomical math and this
You can't just ask
25th was like a pagan kind of thing that kind of drove into the calendar when the Romans made their calendar. So it's probably not December 25th. Spoiler alert out there to people that might think it is, but it's probably around the winter solstice.
Well, you know what that means? 2 birthdays for Jesus. Nobody deserves it more, Jesus.
Double the birthdays, man.
The only perfect person to ever walk this earth. 2 birthdays, you deserve it.
You get presents at God's house and you get presents at Mary's house. So there you go.
What do you think Jesus would ask for, like in 2025? Like starter jacket?
There's a lot. He'd probably be like, guys, we got to get a hold of ourselves a little bit.
If Jesus had shoes, I'd get him shoes. Number one, because he's got those sandals. Dude, get me some Air Force Ones or something. But I mean, Jesus has got to be a Nike guy, right?
Probably, yeah. Air Jesus.
Jesus, yeah, absolutely.
I can see it now, like the poster with him ascending to heaven with the Air Jesus is on.
Like what the pose? Yeah, absolutely. All right. Mine.
All right, what's your spark after all that?
Hard turn.
Good luck turning that one.
Good luck, Jesus. Good luck. I like the fact that there's been a lot of people that have come out, and a lot of misinformation on the internet, surprisingly.
Shocker.
Don't believe everything you read on it. Don't believe everything you hear on it. Certainly, if it's coming from people that you have little to no respect for anyway, and you're just entertained by them. What I would say that not us, by the way, not us. We're journalists. Everything's verified. I would say that I'm happy and proud of our people in this area for kind of vetting out some of the bull crap that's been happening for people that actually make educated decisions, instead of just getting worked up over Facebook posts and bending the knee, so to speak, to people that are just looking for clickbait and, for engagement. So, hey, we're proud of you out there. If you're the kind that sees something, reads something, and then does your own investigative work, we're proud of you. And I think that, some of our media have done an excellent job of reporting and investigating, even if sometimes we do, as a journalistic society, jump to conclusions a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Scale them back, rope that back in, rein them back in, and get the heart of the story and why things happen and, when they happen. I think that's just as important. So I'm proud of our people. I'm proud of our folks and for doing the legwork on stories and real world happenings that are going on, instead of just listening to some of the shenanigans that are going on in the internet, because everybody's got a microphone, so to speak, nowadays. So
you got one of these, you got a microphone.
We have microphones. We have a lot of microphones.
We have big microphones.
Microphone over there. You got a microphone. But these are not weapons.
It can be. We don't use them for it.
Pipe bombs. Like that's we try not to. We try not, but it is a weapon.
Yep.
A microphone is the same to me in many aspects as a weapon, because you can hurt people, but hey, you can also help people.
Absolutely.
You can also help people. That's what we're here for.
A tool. How do you use it?
For.
That's what defines it, if it's a weapon or not.
Did you just call me a tool? Is that what I?
Yeah, exactly. you tool. You're such a tool.
That is going to do it for our show.
Stealing the show from me. What a tool.
What a tool. Sick of it. At least I'm not, if I'm a tool, at least I'm not a hammer like those dudes yesterday. Those people yesterday at Disney. I had so many people text me about dropping hammers. I don't know if I created that, but a lot of people liked it. So, way to go, Disney. Hey, no reports of dropped hammers at Disney today on Guardians of the Galaxy.
There we go. We're getting better.
Hey, just get one day better.
One day better. One day better, Disney.
We'll be better tomorrow, Disney. Don't worry. And we will be back tomorrow with more with YSN Prospect Opening. We'll have Austin Rowe on the show, Kylie Folkwine on the show. That are all both canned interviews, however you want to put it. My headphones are driving me nuts, man. They keep going in and out. Frustrated. There it is again. There it is again. I'm done. Oh, only this one's completely out. This one's completely out. All right, put your hammers down. It is time. We're done for the day. We'll see you tomorrow at high noon right here on Your Sports Network and YSN Live. YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.